The first rays of dawn pierce through the dense mist, bathing the tranquil Vietnamese village in a soft, golden glow, the rolling hills standing sentinel in the background. Lý Tiểu Nữ steps out of her modest home, the crisp morning air tingling against her skin as she clutches a worn machete. Her gaze sweeps the landscape, locking onto a wild banana tree nestled deep in the forest, its lush leaves swaying in the breeze. With determined steps, she ventures into the wilderness, the crunch of dew-laden leaves punctuating her journey. Reaching her target, she raises the blade, her muscles straining as she delivers powerful rhythmic strikes. The trunk cracks and collapses with a thunderous thud, reverberating through the quiet. Panting, she heaves the heavy load onto her shoulder, the weight testing her endurance as she trudges back, her resolve unshaken. Returning to her simple dwelling, she lowers the trunk and sets to work, wielding a small axe to splinter the wood into manageable chunks, the soft pulp spilling forth. She retrieves a sack of grain from a shadowed corner, blending it with the banana pulp in a wide basin, her hands moving with practiced grace. "This will nourish the flock well," she murmurs, a quiet smile gracing her lips as she scatters the mixture across the yard. Chickens cluck with delight, ducks waddle eagerly, their beaks diving into the feed, filling the air with a chorus of satisfaction. She lingers, ensuring every bird is tended, her heart swelling with pride at her morning's labor. Content, Lý Tiểu Nữ fetches a woven basket and makes her way to a nearby stream, the gentle trickle of water beckoning her. Kneeling on the mossy bank, she rolls up her sleeves and begins overturning smooth, water-slick stones, her fingers deftly snaring stone crabs and mountain snails. The cool stream caresses her hands as she works, her basket soon brimming with the lively catch. Crabs with robust claws and plump snails glistening with dew. "This will fetch a fine price," she muses aloud, her voice tinged with triumph as she secures the basket, the forest's bounty now hers to share. Meanwhile, across the village, Truong steps into the morning light, the sun's warmth kissing his face. His calm is shattered by distant shouts and scuffles, prompting him to rush toward the commotion. He arrives to find a group of children entangled in a dusty brawl, fists and feet flailing wildly. "Enough!" he roars, charging in. He wades through the fray, separating two boys at the heart of the conflict, their faces flushed with rage and tears. "What's this about?" he asks, his tone firm yet compassionate. One boy, nursing a bruised arm, mutters, "He snatched my toy plane." The other retorts, "It's mine. I saw it first." Truong kneels, resting a steady hand on each shoulder. "Fighting won't fix this," he says softly. "Let's find a better way." After a thoughtful mediation, he loads the boys onto his motorbike, their grumbles subsiding into silence. At the first home, he knocks with authority, delivering the child with a plea. "Please guide him. Peace begins here." At the second, he repeats the gesture, offering a kind word. "Stay out of trouble, all right?" he calls, riding off, his heart burdened yet steadfast, the morning's trial now resolved. The midday sun reigns supreme, its fierce heat warping the air above the village paths into shimmering mirages as Lý Tiểu Nu gears up for her trek to the city market. Her body protests from the morning's exertions, but she adjusts the straps of her basket with determination, the crabs and snails within shifting slightly, their freshness a silent promise. The long walk ahead is grueling, dust swirling around her weathered sandals with each step, the sun beating down relentlessly. Her thoughts whirl with possibilities. Today's earnings might cover rice, cooking oil, and maybe a small indulgence for herself. Arriving at the teeming market, she weaves through the crowd, securing a spot along the bustling roadside where the scents of grilled meat and fresh herbs blend with the earthy tang of her catch. She lays out a faded cloth, arranging her goods with precision, the crab's claws snapping softly, the snail's shells catching the light. Raising her voice over the market's din, she proclaims, "Fresh crabs and snails, come take a look, come buy." Her call draws a swift response, a woman in a vivid dye stepping up, her gaze assessing a hefty crab. "I'll take a kilo," she declares, handing over neatly folded bills. Another patron, a man juggling a basket of leafy greens, nods with approval. "2 kilos of snails, please. They'll delight my household tonight." The crowd thickens, some bartering with animated gestures, others complimenting the quality with warm smiles. Lý Tiểu Nu's hands fly, packing orders into bags, her fingers marked by the sea's brine. Within 2 hours her basket nears emptiness, the jingle of coins a sweet melody in her pocket. She pauses to dab sweat from her forehead, relishing the triumph, but a sudden uproar interrupts. A vendor and customer clash over a ruptured sack of rice, grain spilling like a golden tide. She watches, her pulse quickening, yet resumes packing, folding her cloth with care. "A fruitful day," she whispers, hoisting her bag, her mind drifting to the peace of home, though the market's turbulence lingers as a stark contrast. Elsewhere, Truong maneuvers through the sprawling aisles of a bustling supermarket, the cart's wheels groaning under his growing haul. His focus is laser-sharp on little Dewey, guiding his choices with paternal care. He lingers at the snack aisle, selecting bags of crunchy chips, an array of vibrant candies, and a chilled juice box with a playful straw. "Dewey will be over the moon," he thinks, adding a gleaming red toy car, its wheels sparkling under the lights. He debates at the beverage aisle, weighing fruit punch against orange soda, envisioning Dewey's joy, and chooses both, tossing them into the cart with a chuckle. In the dairy section, he picks a tub of creamy yogurt, Dewey's favorite, and a pack of buttery biscuits, ensuring a balanced treat. At the checkout, he chats with the cashier, a young woman with weary eyes. "Busy day, huh?" he notes, piling his items. She scans them with a tired grin. "Always. Your son will love this." He laughs, clarifying, "Not my son, just a boy I cherish." As she bags his goods, chaos erupts near the entrance. Two shoppers feud over a toppled cart, cans rolling, fruit bruising, a jar smashing with a sharp crack. Truong sets his bags down, stepping in with calm authority. "Let's settle this," he says, kneeling to retrieve scattered items, his hand steady as he returns a dented can. The shoppers apologize, their tempers cooling, and he resumes his task, the interruption fueling his resolve. With bags in tow, he exits into the stifling heat, the weight a small sacrifice for Dewey's happiness, his mind turning to the preschool, oblivious to the fateful intersection awaiting him. The afternoon fades into a resplendent twilight, the sky ablaze with rich oranges, soft pinks, and deepening purples as Truong accelerates his motorbike toward the preschool. The engines hum a steady heartbeat beneath him. He pulls into the lot, the gravel crunching under his boots as he strides into Dewey's classroom, the familiar aroma of crayons, paper, and a whisper of paint welcoming him. The room hums with the day's end, children chattering, teachers organizing. Yet Dewey's face brightens at his arrival. The boy leaps into his arms, a crumpled drawing clutched tightly, its edges frayed from eager handling. "Look at my picture," Dewey exclaims, presenting a vivid sketch of a house, lopsided trees, and a stick-figure family linked by tiny hands beneath a wobbly sun. Truong beams, ruffling Dewey's hair with affection. "That's a masterpiece, champ. Let's take it home to show off." With Dewey nestled behind him, gripping his waist with small but firm hands, they depart, the cool evening breeze a gentle caress against the day's heat, the motorbike threading through the village's narrowing lanes. On the serpentine road, Truong's keen eyes spot a lone figure plodding along the shoulder, Lý Tiểu Nu, her empty basket swaying with each exhausted step, her posture reflecting the day's toll. Her once bright-eyed eye is dusted with market grime, and her face carries the quiet strength of someone who has weathered much. "TieuNu," he calls, easing the bike to a stop with a gentle twist of the throttle. She turns, surprise flickering in her weary eyes, the fading light etching soft shadows across her features. "Hop on. I'll give you a lift," he offers, patting the space behind him with a warm gesture. She hesitates, eyeing her mud-caked shoes and damp hem, then climbs aboard, her movements cautious to avoid jostling Dewey, who giggles between them as the bike adjusts. "Thank you," she says softly, her voice infused with gratitude, a subtle bond forming in their shared space. They divert to a vibrant children's play center, its neon lights casting a playful glow over towering slides, sprawling ball pits, intricate climbing walls, a spinning mini carousel, and a bouncy castle swaying gently. The air resonates with children's laughter, the clatter of plastic balls, and the faint melody of a loudspeaker playing upbeat tunes. Truong lifts Dewey down, setting him on the ground with a tender pat, the boy's eyes widening at the colorful wonderland. "Go have fun, little man," he encourages, and Dewey dashes off, scrambling up a scarlet slide with unrestrained glee, his laughter ringing out like a song. Lý Tiểu Nu settles on a nearby bench beside Truong, the wood creaking under their weight, a gentle smile curving her lips as she watches Dewey tumble into a ball pit with newfound friends. "He's so full of life," she observes, her gaze tracking his joy. Truong nods, leaning back with a sigh. Keeps me on my toes. You've had a long day too, haven't you? She nods, her eyes distant as she reflects. The market was a storm of faces and voices, but I sold every crab and snail. It's exhausting, yet it sustains us, feeds the flock and keeps the home thriving. He reaches into his supermarket bag, offering a candy and a juice box, the wrapper rustling softly. Here, you deserve a break, something sweet to ease the day. She accepts with a shy smile, the gesture weaving a thread of connection, the evening light softening their shared silence as they observe Dewey's playful antics. As Dewey slides down again, joining a lively ball pit skirmish, hurling colorful spheres with gleeful shouts, the atmosphere lifts, the play center's energy infectious. He collaborates with another child to build a towering fort, their laughter a bright contrast to the fading day. But peace is fleeting as dark clouds loom, a sudden rain pelting the ground with heavy drops that drum against the plastic structures. Thunder rolls deeply, shaking the air, and parents rush to shield their children. The joyful space descending into chaos as umbrellas flare and footsteps splash through puddles. Truong sweeps Dewey into his arms, his small frame quivering, guiding Lý Tiểu Nu under a sturdy awning with a protective embrace. The trio huddles close, water cascading around them in a shimmering veil, the sound a relentless roar. Dewey clings to Truong, his voice shaky. "It's loud, uncle." Truong soothes him, stroking his back with a steady hand. "We're safe here, don't worry. We'll weather it together." Lý Tiểu Nu tucks a damp strand of hair behind her ear, her shoulder brushing Truong's, the closeness amplifying the moment's intensity. The rain grows fiercer, lightning slashing the sky in jagged arcs, briefly illuminating their refuge with stark light. In that charged silence, Truong's hand finds hers, his fingers warm and firm against her chilled skin, an anchor amid the storm. "TieuNu," he begins, his voice low and laden with feeling. "Through all this turmoil, your strength in the forest at dawn, your poise amid the market's chaos, your gentle care today, I've uncovered a truth that's grown with every glimpse of your soul." She lifts her gaze, raindrops adorning her lashes like delicate pearls, her breath hitching as her heart races. "What truth?" she whispers, her voice nearly lost to the rain's cadence. He leans in, his breath warm against her ear, the scent of rain and earth blending between them. "I've fallen for you, your resilience, your spirit, the way you bear life's burdens with silent grace. It seized my heart completely." Before she can reply, a thunderclap explodes, rattling the awning's frame, and Dewey buries his face in Truong's chest, whimpering softly. The moment hangs electric and unresolved as Truong adds, his tone steady despite the tempest. "Let's get you home safe. We'll revisit this when the storm passes, when we can speak freely." With a protective arm around both, he leads them to the bike, the rain a glistening curtain around their unspoken vow, the night holding the promise of a deeper bond beneath a tranquil sky.
After all, at 54, what did I have to looking forward to? The future was black. The waiter approached my table asking if I needed anything. To my surprise, I said, yes, if you know anyone here who is recent. widow or widower, I would appreciate talking to her or him. Again, to my surprise, she told me about Phyllis, a spouse health director who had lost her husband several months before. I invited Phyllis to have lunch with me the next day, and we quickly established some common ground. We were about 10 years apart in age, but she had also been with her husband for about 50 years. She talked of how they met and what their life had been like. And I could tell by her stories and the warmth of her tone of